On the 32 valve engine, the spark plugs are located underneath this little plate here. There are two 8mm bolts that are holding the coil cover in place. This one in the back, you may have to move the clutch cable just to get to it, but just put your 8mm socket on there and remove those. Once you remove the coil cover out of the way, you'll have the coil on plugs that will now be exposed. There's a little tab right here where my thumb is that you'll be pushing down and then sliding this connector off. Okay, so you just slide that connector off, then you're left with the actual ignition coil, and it just pops right out. And so there's the spark plug down in there. These might feel like they're on pretty loose. Just wanted to show you this, that when it actually goes over it, it's not like it clicks onto it. I mean, right there was already, you can see the spring in there is already grabbing the whole plug, and it's really loose. Okay, so once you're back in there, just click it back into place. Just make sure that it's firm there. Thunder and lightning. We're all done on this side, so we're just going to put these coil covers back on and install our bolts. On the passenger side, it's going to be the same process. However, we do need to remove the air intake system in order to get underneath here. We're just going to undo this screw right here to loosen up this band and pull the intake off of the throttle body, disconnect it here, and disconnect it here on the other vacuum lines. Okay, so I just loosened this and pulled it out of the way, and they can be a little stubborn as they attach to these, especially these aftermarket throttle bodies. Some of them have a pretty nice lip here. I disconnected this hose just by pulling it off, and I'm going to leave this here. Next I pulled this off and just pushed the tab in. Same with this one. That's just going to give this a little more flexibility and room to move around. I didn't move the sensor itself. It didn't twist this any, so everything should go back on exactly how it is. But from here I'll probably either undo it here or here just to get this intake tube out of the way. Okay, so now with the air intake system out of the way, we'll just do the same thing, take out these 8mm bolts, remove the coil cover. Okay, so I've gone through one by one and all of my new coil packs. Everything else is ready to go. We're ready just to put the coil covers back on and put on the intake, and everything should be good. Okay, everything's back together. This is tightened back down. We have our vacuum hose back in its place, our breather here that's also into its place. All the sensors have been plugged back in and everything's back where it was. Everything's been torqued down, so we're ready to start it up.